Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see in and around my grid. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2020, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your post-match analysis video for Saturday's 0-0 draw against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. It should have gone out yesterday. I had the time to do it yesterday. I'll be honest, because it wasn't the greatest game we'll ever see, I didn't think you'd all be in a rush for it, for one. And for two, I was absolutely shattered after 2 trips to Yorkshire in 1 week. But let's start out with a starting 11 that Gary Rowett picked to start the match. So Gary the Gaffer went for a 4-4-2. He changed the formation, he changed the clientele, and it's the first time he's ever picked a side. And I thought, I'm not sure on that one. It was Bartosz Bulkowski in goal, Marlon Romeo right back, Murray Wallace left back, Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson were the central defence pairing. Jeb Wallace was on the right midfield. Shane Ferguson was on the left. Centre midfield was Ryan Woods and returning from suspension, Sean Williams. And up front, Matt Smith and Tom Bradshaw. Listen, Gary Rowett's the man for the job, in my opinion. I'm not turning already on him. But that was the first time I looked at a Rowett's side, as I've said, and thought, a couple of players there that just ain't doing it for me, or you know, as well as the substitutions that were made going forward. But again, this is what you've got to realise, you've got to think of. You don't know what goes on Monday to Friday at the club. You don't know how the players are feeling, if they've picked up a niggle, if they've picked up an illness. You know, and I'm confident when I say this, and I'm sure you are as well. Gary Rowett knows fucking more about football in his little finger than I do. I mean, I'm not saying that, but as a fan that's been going for a while and seen a lot more of some players than he would have done, you know, some of them just ain't for me, and I can't understand why others weren't playing. Should I go straight in for the kill? Yes, I'm going to. I'm talking about Shane Ferguson, for one, left midfield. Look, Fergie's not a bad squad player. I don't mind him coming on at left back. He's got no confidence going forward. And he shows that by cutting back every time and choosing a simple 2-yard pass. And how he started the game over Connor Mahoney is beyond me. As I said, Connor sometimes is frustrating. Looks like he sometimes lacks the desire and the commitment when he starts games. But as he showed again when he came on, I thought he was a shining light when he came on and one of our best players. And he's just got that little bit of talent, that little bit of finesse to unlock a door. And for me, Connor should have started. The central midfield pairing, this is a weird one because I, obviously, as you all know, rate Sean Williams. I thought Ryan Woods played very well in the game, and it was good to see when things weren't happening towards the end. Ryan Woods, as Jed always does, demanding the ball and trying to make things happen and telling people to push on. I thought Ryan Woods was very good. And as I said, listen, Gary Rowett once signed him for Stoke from Brentford for £7 million. So he clearly rates the man and he's going to play a lot of games under us. Now, Jason Malumbi was dropped out. Again, that could have been through the sheer amount of games that Malumbi's been playing. Although he's quite young, you know, he has been playing a hell of a lot of games for us, and he maybe just needed that rest. You don't know what's been said by the player, by the manager, or you know, or his level of fitness. So to see Williams come straight back in, which I didn't mind at all, to play in an untested pairing with Woods, did surprise me that Malumbi was on the bench, but I'm not knocking it. And Malumbi came on again towards the end of the game, so maybe he just needed some rest. You don't know. And obviously, I'll get into the game after. But I can't understand why John Daly Bavarson's getting on in front of Aidan O'Brien. They're very similar players. They're both can be at times frustrating players. But one thing that the onion bag does know is where that onion bag is, and I'm 100% sure he would have scored if he had been given a chance ahead of John Daly Bavarson, which I think he should be. But listen, let's start out with the game. We played very, very well for the first 20 to 25 minutes. We was outstanding. Our retention of possession, our passing ability, our movement off the ball, little triangles, some crisp passing. Good to see the centre halves. Jake Cooper was improving every week, playing out the back, and we was very, very good and high tempo for the first 25 minutes. I think because the game died a death after that, I think people seem to have forgot it, and it's easy to do. It's easy to forget the early part of the game when the latter part of the game just nothing happens. But despite all our possession and all our attacking intent, we just didn't get that final ball. I thought we was unlucky as well in the first half. I just felt a couple of times it just didn't fall right for us, and we just didn't fall for us in front of goal. And yeah, you know, we get to half time, come out the second half, and we think we've got this. We've definitely got it. I've actually left my glasses in the car, so I couldn't see a great deal in the second half. I was squinting throughout, but I don't think there was a lot that I really missed because nothing really happened. Sheffield Wednesday, although they came back into the game a bit, Bulkowski hasn't had a shot to save in 90 minutes, and the game, unfortunately, did die a death until Bavarson comes off the bench. And listen, I've said what I want to say, my full-time reaction. I ain't going to be too negative towards the player or the gaffer. This is the problem you've got, in my opinion. We only see the players once, twice a week if they play twice a week. We don't see what goes on in training, okay? But having said that, I have played with players down the years, and I'm sure a lot of you have played with players down the years that are unbelievable in training. I see it even now with Mini-Me's side. He's got boys in his team, they're brilliant in training. When it comes to the match, they just can't do it. And playing well in training will not get points on the board in the Championship, unfortunately. I know these players aren't good enough to play at this standard of football, in my opinion. But Vardson and Fergie shouldn't be starting anywhere near our first 11. So, listen, I'm not blaming those players completely. Again, we need a little bit of reflection, like I said after the game at Leeds. Sheffield Wednesday were terrible, let's have it right. And I'm not digging at Wednesday fans there, because as you know, I'm not afraid to give other teams praise, you know. I just want to talk football. And in my opinion, Sheffield Wednesday were terrible. But it's another good point on the road. It does keep us in the hunt for the playoffs. And despite us going there and drawing 0-0, we was expecting to win, yes. That's the first point we've got there in 3 seasons. Last 2 seasons, we lost both games 2-1. So, again, it's an advancement under Rowell. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's progression under Gary Rowell. That's the word I'm looking for. Advancement? Fuck me. But, yeah, listen, 0-0. Not the greatest performance you'll ever see, but again, another point on the board, and you can't knock it. It puts us in a good position now going forward. We've got some very difficult games coming up, some televised games against West Brom, top of the league, Fulham further in the league, Notts Forest are up there. So this will really be a test of our character and our progression under Gary Rowell in the next 3 or 4 games. But listen, Sheffield Wednesday, 0-0. Let's write it off as a good point on the board and say no more. So that's your lot for this post-match analysis video. I said it wouldn't be long, but I think it's been longer than usual. So if you stayed to the end of this video, well done and thanks for watching. I'll be back during the week. There will be Millwall history videos going out on our YouTube and on our Patreon. And I'll be back for some pre-match West Brom content on Friday, of course. Just don't forget, it is the live game, 1:30 kickoff on Sunday at the Den on Sky Sports. But until then, please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.